I think it's really important that we start to address climate change. We've talked about it for years, but it's up to the world and the UN to take a lead to actually start doing something about it. It has to be done urgently, and we don't really have any more time to think about it. I think transition initiatives particularly are really going to be very helpful at becoming more localised, but we need a global response to climate change.
I do think that climate change is the most important issue of our time. It's a game changer. If we don't sort this out, the world or civilization as we know it will not continue to survive. The world will continue to survive, but civilization won't, I believe, or not in the form that we know it. The meeting in New York today is incredibly important as a precursor to the Paris summit, where if we don't get an agreement, then the future of the world is not looking good. I have great hopes that something will be achieved in Paris. The government, I believe the government, this government could do a great deal more. It's never lived up to its promises of being the greenest government ever, which is tragic really, because there's such a lot that it could have done and could be doing right now. In fact, with an election coming up, this is something we should all be asking our MPs, what are they going to do about climate change, stressing how important it is.
I just think now is the opportunity to get the world leaders to really think about our children's future now, because it will become too late if we don't act in unison right across the globe, because it's not just affecting children, it's affecting the whole of our life support systems on this planet, the whole biodiversity. So New York, UN, please act now.
My name is Jack, and I want to create a culture of respect and harmony with our environment, and that means working together in small groups of people as local communities and re-empowering ourselves and feeling our own power to organise our own lives. And I want that to be the message of this day for me, is that the realisation that we all have the power to affect our own world around us.
I'm a pensioner, a grandmother. My big concern is for our grandchildren, also for our children, because we wonder what sort of planet we're going to leave them with if we do nothing. What really concerns me is that politicians don't seem to be listening to ordinary people. You have all these concerns, it's one of my main concerns, desperately worried about what we're doing to the planet. But politicians just seem to be worried about their lobby groups, etc. And one of my big bugbears actually is bees. I'm really upset at the way bees are being decimated and nobody's doing anything about it. You raise petitions, you sign petitions, but nothing happens. Monsanto keeps bouncing back. So what I'd really like our politicians to do is listen to what ordinary people want. And this is one of the big things people want.
Well, really, it's just all about being positive, looking forward, and the world's going at breakneck speed, and it's totally this horrible word, unsustainable. And it's the more you think about it, the more unstable the world is with the speed of change and so on. And that you love where you live, and but will it survive? We just have to think really deeply about taking what we love and thinking about what we need to do to keep it going.
We need a global carbon tax, and that's something that only the UN can deliver.
Okay, so I suppose I hope that everybody, but particularly the government, is going to work up to the fact that we can't go on just taking, and that we need to appreciate that we have a very beautiful earth, but we are destroying it systematically. There are so many things that I think that I feel fairly powerless to do anything about. I try to shop sustainably and so on, but I know I don't do enough myself. But one of the things that really irritates me is the amount of excess packaging if you shop in supermarkets or whatever, the amount of plastic, or if you buy something, the amount of packaging around things, the junk mail that comes through. I think the government should do something to really make it sort of financially not worth their while to do this. I think there should be a way of making it much easier to prevent all these things happening. I'm very concerned about, it might seem a bit superficial, but I suppose litter around our local places. I think money's been cut again, and I feel that we should all try and look after our environment. But I think it's a responsibility for local councils and so on to actually make sure that they create a beautiful environment so people want to maintain that. I am concerned. I would like to use more renewable energy and energy efficient light bulbs and things, but I don't like the dim, pathetic, sad bulbs of the past, and I'm hoping that those are going to be improved so that I think to make it more attractive for people to sort of opt in rather than opting out. I'm concerned about our beautiful spaces, and I feel that the building, I know we need homes, but so often they are ugly developments, and I feel that they should be much more in keeping. I've just been on holiday to France, and you look at the beautiful houses there, you come back here and you see the mean, sad, crowded little boxes that we provide people with, and I think that we could learn a lot from other places.
Climate change, it's quite simply the most important issue of our time. We need to be doing everything we can. I'm most encouraged by the divesting from fossil fuels movement, and I'd like to see all universities, all schools, all local councils taking it up, taking it really seriously, and replacing our dependence on fossil fuels with renewable energies of every kind.
So this is my message, just to say it would be great if there was more interest and investment into renewable and cleaner energies. I think it's fairly obvious that there's a fair amount of renewable energy that can be accessed these days, and if we're not so worried about profit, I think it's extremely viable, and I think a lot of people want to see it be utilised. So yeah, that's my message. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Nigel. My concern is Bangladesh. I live in Britain, I've never been to Bangladesh, but it seems to me that the wealth that we have in this country is due to our industrial revolution. We burnt charcoal and it released lots of carbon dioxide. Then coal and it released even more carbon dioxide. Then oil and still more carbon dioxide. And we haven't yet stopped. Throughout all that time, people of Bangladesh have got poorer and they've experienced more and more of the hazards associated with global warming. Now, what are we going to do? It seems to me that we have to give them, we have to transfer freely the very best new technologies and not make them repeat the same mistakes that we've made. Thank you for listening.
Our beautiful earth is a gift, and sometimes if we're given something for free, we don't value it very much. I'm only on this earth for a short portion, and when I'm here I want to say thank you. And my way of saying thank you is doing the odd thing towards helping it be sustainable and continue to be beautiful for generations to come. I'm so glad there's an energy towards saving the planet, because it's a way of saying thank you, and that's what I like to do.
We need to get to act about climate change really seriously and really quickly if we'd like the planet to go on being able to feed us and supply us with clean water and clean air. Even if we don't mind about the number of species that we are pushing to the brink of extinction, and we should, I think, but even if we don't mind about that, our own species is in jeopardy because of our numbers of population and the impact that we're having on the environment. This is the most single urgent issue that needs everybody's attention, and I urge governments worldwide to get to it, because they're not. At the moment, big business is overruling on every occasion, and it's idiocy, absolute idiocy.
What I'd like to say is that why don't governments get their act together about renewable sources of energy? I mean, what's so wrong about windmills and so on? A couple of windmills on the edge of the hill on Bradninch would make me feel really secure. And solar panels, I mean, I think the odd array of solar panels is a good idea. Don't like the idea of fracking, because there's all that, all the danger of pollution and I don't know, yeah. Anyway, yes. And the world shouldn't just be governed by big corporations. I think that's the trouble. And it's all people, all run by greed and so on, and not really by thinking about other people. And we should be thinking about the what the American Indians used to say, which was
We are borrowing the earth from our children, and that's the attitude we should be thinking about.
Well, hello, my name's Sarah Osprey. I'd just like to say that we do not have the solutions for a sustainable future. Good for business, good for people, good for wildlife, and it just seems to me we should just be getting on with it. So particularly on energy efficiency, we know we can save energy, we know it creates jobs, and the same with renewables. So if we've got the solutions, why don't we just get on with it? Thank you.
I'm so pleased that we've been here today, because the main thing I feel is that we as people have done so much to keep our voice active about the changes we want and about how we have to save the world from the changes that are happening. And we can't seem to go any further without support from our leaders, and however hard we try, we need action now, and we need it from our leaders immediately. And this is just so, it feels so heartening to find other people who feel the same. So please, UN, just get going, because we can't do it without you.
I hope that the governments will take a lead in reducing waste, ways of incentivising businesses and shops to do that. We can't just keep on filling the earth with all this plastic and hoping that that's going to be okay, because it isn't.
Hi, this is to all the delegates at the UN conference. Just to say that we're upholding you. You know, all your decision making must be so difficult, but we know you can do it. You are going to be our superheroes, I really, really desperately hope. You've got a chance to save the world, and how often do people get a chance to really save the world? And this is your opportunity, and I really hope you can take it and know that lots of people are upholding you and supporting you and thinking about you.
Hi, so my name's Leo. I'm here at Bradninch today. Lovely day. So the sun is shining, which is great. We want to concentrate on looking after each other at a community level, taking some of the lead away from the government. Because if we wait for the government to do things, we might be waiting a mighty long time and miss the opportunity. Because it is about now and tomorrow, and if we're waiting for the people to make changes, we might have missed the boat, which is quite apt, because yeah, climate change is happening, and yeah, so there's good people involved. It seems to be the same faces at these get-togethers, so I think we need really to get more and more people at every level involved. Because it's, you know, the planet will carry on in some context by itself quite willingly, but us Homo sapiens will be long gone. So if we want to keep enjoying these lovely days for as long as we can, I think we've got to do something about it.
Well, no to fracking. Thank you very much. In my opinion, because there's zero information has been distributed about fracking and the possible problems it may cause. As far as I'm concerned, why not give a heavy subsidy to have every house in the UK have a solar array on the roof? Well, why not? In my personal opinion, the reason why not is because then it takes the power away from the people who are making the money, and that's basically what my cynical view on global warming is based upon. It's all about that.
Money, yes. Investment, information. Information's always a good thing. Investment in stuff. I always liken it to the Wright brothers and their aeroplane. And basically, like, sort of, if they said we could fly 300 people from one continent to another in a couple of hours, they go, don't be stupid. But obviously they couldn't in that plane. But then with loads of investment and loads of years, now we can. And it's the same with solar and wind and all of those kind of alternative power sources. So investment and information, that's what I think.
My message would be quite simple. If you want us to have a say, you need to give us the information. If you don't want us to have a say, carry on doing what you're doing.
I think the natural world is under too much pressure, and I think we need to sort it out by investing in more alternative energy. And I think also solar power has to be one of the ways ahead.
I bet the sun shines and everybody forgets about climate change, and it needs to be, I think people easily forget, and so we need to keep reminding them that there is this problem and that only we can do something about it.
Hear our voice!